There's a supplement powder that has completely taken over the wellness space
Mm.
in the last year. We're talking about Nectar Calm. I mean, the company's sold over 1 million units. It has more than 12,000 five-star reviews from users claiming it.
Yeah.
Well, it literally melts away stress and gives them the best sleep of their lives.
And that kind of viral hype, it really demands a reality check. So for this deep dive, our mission is pretty clear. We need to investigate those doctor-formulated claims and, really focus on the science behind their big promise of reducing cortisol by 28%. We're here to separate the highly effective marketing from the actual clinical efficacy for you.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The core formula is built on four main pillars: magnesium glycinate, KSM-66 ashwagandha, L-theanine, and vitamin D. And those user reviews, they're not just positive. A lot of them mention feeling a noticeable calm within like 30 minutes of drinking it.
Yeah, and that speed is most likely the L-theanine at work. It's known to cross the blood-brain barrier really quickly, and it modulates those neurotransmitters that help you relax. But let's talk about the heavy hitter, the one they use for the cortisol claims. KSM-66 ashwagandha. The science here is, well, it's undeniably solid.
Okay, let's stop right there. They say it's backed by 38 human studies. But how confident are we that it consistently reduces cortisol by that much, 27% to 32%? Is that an average, or are they just picking the best number?
No, it's the consensus from the most robust studies. Those trials absolutely show that reduction range is achievable, but, and this is a big but, it is tied directly to the dosage.
Fascinating. So the science is there for stress. But what about the other half of the promise? Incredible sleep? How does the magnesium and the rest of it stack up?
The choice of magnesium glycinate is also excellent. It's seen as the most bioavailable form, which means your body absorbs it better and you get fewer digestive issues. And clinical trials on that specific form show it can improve sleep quality scores by over 50%. It's a premium ingredient, no doubt. And, we can't forget the convenience factor. 0 calories, a light fruity taste, and it mixes instantly. That ease of use is part of the magic, right?
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting for me. The dosing. If the science is so strong, why do the ingredient amounts seem to line up with the research?
This brings up a really important question, right? It's about efficacy versus formulation. Nectar Calm has only 100 milligrams of magnesium glycinate per serving.
Only 100 milligrams.
Exactly. The clinical studies that show those big sleep benefits, they're typically using doses from 200 milligrams all the way up to 500 milligrams.
That's a huge gap.
And
If they know the clinical dose is 200 milligrams or more, why risk it?
because high doses of these raw ingredients often taste, well, pretty bad. They can clump in water, have a chalky texture. The low dose is almost certainly a compromise for taste and convenience. And it's the same story for the ashwagandha. The dose isn't clearly listed, but the studies supporting that 27% to 32% cortisol drop use 300 milligrams to 600 milligrams twice a day. If you're just taking one scoop of Nectar Calm at night, you are absolutely not getting the research-backed dose they're citing in their marketing.
This all sounds great until you get to the price. The dosing is light, so let's see the damage. One 30-pack costs $44. That's about $1.47 per serving. So what are we really paying for here? The taste or the therapeutic promise?
Well, if you connect this to the bigger picture, you realize Nectar Calm is not a scam. It uses high-quality, legitimate ingredients. But the value proposition is questionable if your main goal is maximum clinical effect. You're paying a premium around 87 cents extra per serving just to make sure the powder tastes good and dissolves perfectly.
Right, because we found that you can buy KSM-66 ashwagandha and magnesium glycinate separately and get those full clinically effective doses for only about 60 cents a day.
Exactly. So the product likely does help with relaxation, and it creates a great nightly ritual which has value in itself. But you, the consumer, need to align your expectations with what's actually in the powder versus the marketing claims that are referencing studies using much, much higher doses.
So what does this all mean then? We found a product where the ingredients are top-notch, but the doses might be designed more for taste and convenience than for that maximum therapeutic effect they talk about.
And this raises an important final question for you to mull over. If someone is willing to pay double for a tasty nighttime ritual instead of just buying the higher dose raw ingredients, what need is the ritual itself? That moment of self-care filling that the science alone just can't address? Something to think about.